Shut up and sit down.
Welcome to the Answers Yes podcast, where we will explore the cause and effect of just saying yes in your everyday life or in business. I will dig into topics that are not just stimulating, but will challenge you to be better in everything you do. The podcast is based on the simplicity of saying yes to opportunities you might encounter every single day. I'm your host, Jim Riley. Join me in my first series titled Blue Collar Redefined. Hello and welcome to The Answer is Yes, Episode 3. I just got to tell you that I've been really excited about this last week and the comments that have come pouring in over the last podcast with Corey Danger. Everybody seemed to really enjoy that interview with him and his trials and tribulations along the way of becoming a successful barbershop owner and concert promoter with Muse Inc. Tattoo Fest. So keep them coming. Please share with your friends and tell everybody if you like what you're hearing. Tell them about the show. iTunes is where you can find us. The answer is yes. So thanks for that. It really is keeps me motivated to put out good content and another show. So just on a personal note, what's happened with me this last week, I took some time off over the weekend with the family to go do a Spartan race. Many of you know that I'm a competitive Spartan racer in the age 50 and over class, and Samantha races in the 30 to 40 age group for women. And we went off to Montana to race. I had a Spartan Beast, which is 13 miles and 35 obstacles, and Samantha had the Spartan Sprint, which is 3 to 5 miles and 20 plus obstacles. So we had a really good time. We took the kids with us. Darylyn raced her her second Spartan race on Saturday, which was a mile, and she had a whole bunch of obstacles to do, and she just absolutely loved it. So if you're a parent out there and you're looking for a sport to get your kids into, if they're over 4, you might want to check out the Spartan series. It's a lot of fun for them. They get to run through the mud and water and crawl through tubes and jump over walls and throw little spears and stuff like that. And I know that my girls just love it, and they spend the weeks leading up to the race telling me how fast they can run and wearing themselves out in the backyard. Samantha had a great race. She finished 8th overall for the females of the day, which is incredible. So proud of her for that finish. And then in her specific race, she got a 5th place, which we're really happy in this sport to get top 10s, by the way. If you're not familiar with rankings, top 10 is incredible, 5th is amazing, and 8th overall is really incredible. So proud of her. And then on Saturday, I raced the Beast, and I managed to pull off a 2nd place, which I'm very excited about. Unfortunately, I was leading the race most of the day throughout the miles and all the challenges, and I dropped 2 obstacles, and unfortunately each obstacle you drop, you've got to do 30 burpees, which cost time about 2.5 to 3 minutes, and I lost almost 8 minutes doing 2 sets of burpees, and 2nd place guy soon became 1st, unfortunately. But at the end of the day, I found out that he was the OCR, Obstacle Course Racing Champion of the world in 2017, so I guess I'm okay losing to somebody of that caliber and, having a great weekend with the family. So I look forward to the next race in a couple weeks. As I dig into business now that it's Monday and I'm back getting ready to launch this show this week, looking at Baja United stuff, we announced last week, I'm really excited to tell you this on the show, that if you order 2 or more bottles, we will throw in free shipping. And it's something that we've been trying to figure out since the beginning of the business and really kind of drive traffic to our online sales. So shipping in direct-to-consumer sales in wine is really tough because it's got to be signed by an adult. It's got to be expedient so that the wine doesn't go bad sitting in trucks and warehouses and all that stuff. So you're really almost paying for overnight or 2-day on wine shipments, which gets to be costly. And we finally figured out a formula where if you were to buy 2 bottles or more, you get free shipping. So please take us up on that offer. You will see that when you punch in your 2nd bottle, the shipping price goes away and it zeroes out. It's not good with any other offers, so just keep that in mind. But I think our biggest offer out there was 20% for one of the holidays. So you're still doing really, really good. So anyways, that's a big news for Baja United. Business is going well. We've got a lot of new business out in the marketplace here in California, and just continue to watch us grow. So I just think throughout the week of things that I encounter with people, and I try to relate it back to this show. And one of the topics I just want to throw out there for you to think about is just getting out of your comfort zone. I was talking to a lady at the gym the other day, and she's looking at raising some capital for her new book, which she's really excited about. She spent a lot of time on it. It's called Transforming Wounds into Wisdom, which really it's an intelligent book about getting through some of the challenges that you've been born and bred with your entire life. Her name is Jolene Davidson, if you want to look it up. But Jolene doesn't really know how to go about raising capital for her business or for her book or putting together the funding for that. And I really want to help her get out of her comfort zone of being a writer and into the zone of being a business person now that the book is done. So I want to encourage people to get out of their own comfort zone, figure out what they need to do to take their business and or their project to the next step. And don't be afraid to ask people. You'd be surprised how many people are willing to help you get involved or do something that you're passionate about. I think they see that passion and they just want to get involved with you. So again, don't be afraid to ask. Get out of your comfort zone is my personal topic for the week. Okay, well, this is our third episode, and I have an incredible guest. Her name is Bricia Lopez. She's from LA, and the show will speak for itself. But I wanted to meet up with her and interview her and post this up kind of as a Mother's Day theme. So this is going to be a tribute to the mothers out there that are listening, and hopefully we'll get some more females listening. I looked at my numbers, and most of my listeners are male. So please share this with your wives, your girlfriends, your sisters, your moms, aunts, whoever. But Bricia is just an incredible business person, and I had the opportunity to take her and a group of females down to Baja for a wine tasting and kind of an exploratory trip for these ladies that came from the We All Grow Summit in Long Beach. And a lot of them, it was their first trip down to Baja, and Bricia has been down there before. She's from Oaxaca. And I learned a lot about her. But the one thing that really resonated with me that intrigued me to interview her for the show is that the energy that she has along with the other females in her group, they're just go-getters. They want to make things happen. They want to create these businesses. They're successful. And I just wanted a piece of that. I just wanted to learn more about what they were doing and let some of that rub off on me. And so I thought, gosh, if I can interview her and find out more about her, maybe I'll learn a little bit more for myself. And I think it's a great interview. I'm fascinated by her family story. And if you didn't see in the title, she is a James Beard Award winner. And congratulations to her. As I record this, she's in Chicago giving out this year's James Beard Award to the recipients for 2018. So listen to the show. I hope you enjoy it. And this is Bricia Lopez. We're coming from LA on this one, so thank you. Okay, well, hello and welcome. I'm in the Corazon de Vida offices. We consider Irvine, California, so I'm here with George. How are you today?
I'm doing just fine, thank you very much.
Now, I was thinking we've got a little bit of history, although I don't think we knew the history was there at the first point. But, when I was back at Kettle One, we were making some donations over here to your organization, and it just resonated with me then, not as much as it does now, but you've been with this place for a while, right?
Yes, I've been involved with Corazon de Vida now for about 15 years. So I came on a bus trip at that time, and my life was changed, and I made a commitment 2 years later to make this a full-time job and commitment and changing lives.
Well, what's interesting about how you just said that is, the topic of the podcast is the answer is yes. So clearly your commitment, you were saying yes to something. Who asked you the question? Was that Hilda?
Asked me the question regarding coming down the first time?
No, just coming on full time.
No, really. Somehow she said yes to me at that time. When I came in, I saw the need, and I knew I needed a change of something in my life at that time. And I saw where my money was going to, but really what sealed the deal when I met Hilda Pacheco, read about her life and her story, and I knew that I needed to partner with this group to help her and the organization help these kids. What was going on in your life at the time that you're willing to share or that you'd like to share? Because I think making a commitment to full-time
Do you consider this charity work? I mean, this is a full-time business here. You've got obligations to raise money and take care of people. So what was going on in your life that you felt comfortable and this is what I want to do?
I was in the computer IT field for 20 years. I was a manager at a consulting firm helping businesses in Los Angeles automate their systems.
Mm-hmm.
So I was in charge of the technical side, installing servers and workstations, and had a team go out, and we were extremely successful in doing this. But I was in the field, going from the San Fernando Valley, Ventura, downtown, and fighting the freeways of Los Angeles every day was starting to take its toll. With a beeper on my belt, one phone in one ear, one phone in the other ear, and billable time. Everything was billable time. And a girlfriend at the time found this organization called Corazon de Vida, Let's Go. And I didn't go for 2 months, and I came kicking and screaming the third month. And I met these kids, and I am a Mexican, but I was born this side of the line. Mother and a father, brother and a sister, dog and cat, living a good middle-class life.
Yeah.
But these kids had the rotten luck of being born that side of the line, and their life was just so different than mine.
Yeah.
And I knew that I needed to make a change, and it was a time in my life where my mother had just passed on and getting burnt out at the work, and I knew that I would be taking a hit on an income, but that was fine with me, and I haven't looked back in these 15 years.
Wow, that's a pretty incredible commitment. By the way, for the millennials listening, he did say beeper a minute ago. Now that it would be the equivalent of a second cell phone attached to your hip that doesn't do anything but send you a message with the phone number that says, call me.
Exactly.
We lived through that. Well, I remember those days too, and the grind that most of us were putting in corporate life. And I can just imagine, stepping out of that comfort zone to go and do this type of work. Makes you a special person. I think it's one of the things that gravitated me towards this organization early on. But really, I hadn't been with Kettle One for many, many years, and I certainly didn't know what was going on with your organization. But when I ran into you in Baja, I always think it was incredible because we had a table of 15 people. You had a table of 15 people. And we were at the hottest restaurant in town where you can't even get a reservation, but yet we were back to back where we were seated, and you had overheard me talk about orphanages. And when I got up, you had patted me on the shoulder and said, hey, did you mention orphanages? And you're just so in tune to what you're doing and the people and the surroundings that you're in. I really appreciated that you stopped me there because we might have just kept passing by, right?
That's true. And, I try to do that as much as I could when I hear a conversation like that. 9 times out of 10, it doesn't go anywhere else. So
yeah.
I just appreciate you taking the effort to stand up, pick up the phone, and call us to begin this partnership.
Well, I think things happen for a reason, and I also believe that if you start a business or a project in your life with as we call living with purpose, that good things come your way. And I think it was great that we reconnected. I'm already bit with the bug that I wish we could do more at this early stage of our business. Every month it's like, okay, how do we make more because we want to donate more? And it's almost embarrassing that I can't walk in here every week and hand you guys a check to go do some more work down there. But I know with my experience and my partner Eric's experience that the business is going to take off, and one day we'll be able to do that. But I'm so glad that we reconnected, and we've had more opportunity now to either talk on the phone or email or know more about what you're doing so that we can start spreading that word. Now, you've been here for a long time, and there's a connector there. There's a person there that you work with, and I'd love for you to tell me a little bit about Hilda, and then I want to bring Hilda on the show, and we can hear her story. But what is it about her that's got you here? And I know she didn't just hand you a brochure that showed you Baja and tacos and fish and the ocean, right? What is it about her that's got you stuck here?
Really her life and her story and what she's lived to start an organization back in 1994 to help the home where she grew up at, and the home that gave her an opportunity at the time of her life when she needed it the most. and to see this home now called Door of Faith, the flagship home of Baja, with well over 100 kids, and beautiful place. And